Hi, everybody. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. Uh-oh. My headphones are dying, y'all. And I don't know where my other ones are. Is the audio working currently? Okay. So, fingers crossed my headphones make it through this whole stream, but no promises. I forgot to charge them. I actually forgot that was a thing that you have to do because I'm not using them very often. I only use them for this lately. So, whoopsie doodle. The way in which I'm convinced there is resistance either within me or being sent towards me for doing these, because why is it every time I try to do a stream, there's a blockage? Make that make sense. And if it's me, I need to check myself and figure out where that's coming from. But if it's someone else, they need to leave me alone. Anyway, I digress. Welcome to this week's collective energy stream, or the end of this week. So take this however it resonates. This could be what's coming in this weekend. This could be what you need to hear right now. This could be anything. Apply it to how it needs to be applied for you. Before we get into the actual reading itself, I want to remind y'all, if you are an Amazon Prime member, you can actually subscribe through your Prime membership and not have to watch the ads and get all the benefits of being subbed. On the other side of it, I want to remind y'all that when you watch the ads, you're actually helping to contribute to me, which is, I just appreciate y'all so much. Same with subscribing. When you subscribe, it helps me a lot. And the more of you that subscribe and, join these streams, the more of these we can end up doing in the future. I digress. So I'm going to show you the decks that I was pulled to, and then we're just going to go right into it. So starting with this one, this is what is this called? Like Goddesses, Spirits, Oracle deck. There's like archangels, gods, goddesses, etc. I was then, the way that this just flipped over, I was then pulled to the Light Seers Tarot, which, as a lot of y'all already know by now, this is an omen to me of high vibrational energy. Then I was pulled to the Reconciliation Oracle deck. I don't know why, but this one always makes me think of the TV show Saved by the Bell. If you know, you know. Or that era, like the 80s, could be important for someone here. And then, of course, I was pulled to the Sacred Self-Care Oracle today for the tail end of this reading. So because my headphones are dying, I'm going to ask y'all to keep me informed in the chat if all of a sudden my audio gets a little wonky, because I will not notice myself. So I will pay attention to the chat, but let me know if anything gets a little wonky up in here audio-wise. That being said, let's hop on in and see what comes through. Maybe I should do you guys think, pause. Do you think that the Thursday stream should be like an afternoon stream instead of the same time as Tuesdays? So instead of doing it at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, maybe we do it at like 1 or 2 p.m.? Now I'm going to go back to pulling cards. Something about February 11th. That would be a bit easier for your schedule. I honestly think it would probably be easier for a lot of people. So, perhaps I'll do that. Yeah, I might change it to, 1 o'clock. Maybe 2. I'll see. I'll have to sit down with my own schedule and see what works. But Thursdays, we could start doing it at, 1 p.m. instead of 11 a.m. February 11th. So at the bottom of the deck here, we do have Joan of Arc, which obviously was a TV show in like the early 2000s. So something about that could be important. This says voice of truth. Some of you are actually being guided towards using your voice, speaking your truth, being more open with yourself. This says stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Speak your mind. Is what I just heard. Something about these flowers. I think those are technically lilies. Don't quote me. Take that however it resonates. I'm also being really pulled to her brown eyes. Some of you, if you have brown eyes and brown hair, or just brown eyes, I'm also seeing like a coppery red hair. You know, the Coca-Cola kind of cherry red vibe. I don't know. Something along those lines could be important, but you could be guided towards speaking your truth to someone. I'm actually seeing woman to woman. This is a really specific message, but there is somebody who needs to come forward and speak their truth about something to, like, either an ex-partner. I don't know how to explain this, but it's like you're both connected to the same person some way. And this person, like, needs to express their truth towards you about what happened. I don't know. Or the other way around. Like, maybe you're dating their ex or they're dating your ex. And, like, there's something about having to kind of, like, mend fences between the two. I'm seeing two women, but remember that gender is fluid here. But there's something about, like, truth coming to light. I don't know why I just heard a mission of truth. Take it however it resonates, okay? So we have the first card out as Lord Ganesh. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. This is about infinite abundance. Interesting. Those of you that have been feeling blocked within your abundance, within your sense of security, within your sense of self, whatever, I feel like there's a shift in this energy. Obstacles are being removed. Obstacles that have been standing in the way, things that have been blocking you from being yourself, things that have been blocking you from attracting the abundance that you desire. They're like literally showing me something being lifted, okay? And I'm also sensing there's some sort of spiritual support coming towards this collective, and like you're gaining a lot more. I'm seeing connections. So it's like you're attracting more people, you're bringing in more community, or maybe you're shifting more into your community. Take it however it resonates. But there's something about connections, like they're showing me like going upward, okay, like an arrow up. And I feel like something about the connections that you're making actually might help you to attract more abundance. Interesting. Hello, welcome to our stream. They're showing me like pale pink gel nails or acrylic. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. I'm just seeing long pink, like very pale baby pink. They're also showing me, what is that look where it's like kind of like almost not marble. Oh my gosh, what is that called? My headphones are gonna die, y'all. Ombre nails. They're showing me that for some reason, so there could be something correlating to it. And then we have Saint Germain, which is about karma releasing. Move beyond drama. Create your own energy. Make room for good energy in your life. Something about the purple is really pulling me in, which is giving me crown chakra. Some of you are starting to attract positive karma. And then we have the Shekinah. I don't, again, know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is about your sacred self. So a lot of you are shifting into a more sacred position, a more open energy, not only with your gifts, but your sense of self. This says, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. I'm also hearing for a lot of you, you need to dance to the rhythm of your own drum. Dance to your own beat. Who gives a shit what other people think about you? If you're happy, that's what truly matters. If people want to judge you, if they want to mock you, if they want to make fun of you, then first of all, let them be bitter. And secondly, do you. I do have a website if you would like a personal reading. There is also a sale on my website right now for 40% off your entire order. The coupon code is Grateful, and I can paste the link for it right here. Perhaps. I do think my link tree is also on my my Twitch page if you would like to pull that up as well. All right, we're going to pull from this deck now. I'm seeing it's 11:11 a.m. where I live. Just throwing that out there. The Knight of Swords. Something about the red sole on his shoe is pulling me in. Something about the motorcycle is pulling me in, or a dirt bike could also be important. That is way too many, but we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Death card, the Three of Swords, and the Five of Wands reversed. I'm also seeing something about this crossbow that he has on his back and the raven in the sky. For some of you, someone is charging like full speed towards you. I'm seeing like this, like laser focused. This person could be tall. I'm seeing someone very tall. I'm also seeing muscular, so like very built. They may be in shape, but they don't necessarily have to be. They could just have a bigger build. Something about body structure, take that however it resonates. I'm also seeing the word destiny, so that's kind of crazy as we're talking about this. This person could be a part of your destiny. They could be aligned to your life path. Maybe they're connected to your soul tribe. Take it however it resonates. I do want to mention, though, because they are coming up as a knight, like, first and foremost, they're showing up as a knight, so that's problematic. Secondly, they're showing up as the king, or the Knight of Swords versus any of the other ones, also kind of problematic. So the knights in tarot are actually depicted as the ages of, like, 12 to 18, so that shows me whoever this person is, though they might have good intentions coming forward, they're still not totally mature. I feel like this person has some maturity issues that they need to work through in order for things to actually work between y'all. Secondly, the Knight of Swords to me is someone very impulsive, someone very, like, they're very quick, okay? They're oftentimes my inconsistency. So this is someone that comes in really fast, guns a-blazing, wants to say all the right things, do all the right, it's a love bomber energy, okay? So they come in and they kind of put it all out, and then all of a sudden it fizzles in like a month or a week or a day. Because this is the kind of person that comes in intense, but they can't hold that intensity. They don't hold sustenance, okay? And I feel like this person is a little bit impatient right now. They want to move things in a new direction with you, but I ultimately feel like it's not going to go very far. Do you notice that the light's getting like dark around this card? That's crazy. This is confirmation. It's almost like this person carries a darkness with them. This could also be connected to that first message, because this person coming towards you wants to try to, like, convince you that whatever that other individual is going to tell you isn't true, but I actually feel like the other person's telling you the truth, and this person's just trying to, like, continue to feed a lie. This person's kind of giving pretty narcissistic energy, like somebody that can't handle when other people don't like them. I don't know how else to explain that. There's also something tied to money here that's important, like a debt of some sort. Either this person owes you money, they owe that other individual money. I don't know. There's just something about a financial debt here. Then we also have the Knight of Cups. Interesting. There's a really big intensity here. And if I'm remembering correctly, these two knights actually have a combination together. And we're going to look that up. It's almost like this person, yeah, and then we have this Eight of Swords here. So first of all, they're definitely trapped in themselves. So part of the reason this individual hasn't come forward quite yet is because they're still kind of stuck in their own head. But with this Knight of Cups being right next to this Knight of Swords, this is someone that is in it to win it, first of all. Like, this is an individual who doesn't want to lose you, is what I'm hearing. But I'm also hearing, like, too little, too late. Like, this person could have acted upon their feelings a long time ago, but they chose to stay silent. They chose to, you know, not actually make a move. And I feel like now that this collective is moving on, perhaps you are in a new relationship. Perhaps you actually are just, like, letting go of this person and you're still single, but you're focusing on you. Whatever the case may be, this individual is realizing their window of opportunity is closing. What they don't register is that the window of opportunity for a lot of them has actually already closed. And I feel like they're charging towards you in a mix of these two energies because they want to, like, fix what was damaged, fix what was broken. When the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups show up together, it's actually an omen that you're being actively pursued by someone who has a romantic interest in you. And this is someone, who is not going to let up until he or she has won over your heart. So this is an omen of somebody that's going to do whatever they can to get in your good graces, which just immediately made me think of that song by Sabrina Carpenter. It's not that complicated. Ultimately, I really don't feel like this individual has changed very much. I feel like this is just like same old shit, different day kind of energy. And this is something that like you can see through, but like I'm telling you, like there's something pretty narcissistic about this person's energy, and part of the reason they want to come in is because you are moving on. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but they're giving me this energy that this individual almost wants to, like, it's like they almost want to know if they still have control over you. Do they still have that power over you? Can they still kind of, like, you know, make you fall in love with them or whatever? But this collective has done so much inner work on themselves that there's no chance of that. But this person's ego and their narcissism is convincing them that they have that shot. And now I'm seeing, like, a visual of someone shooting a basketball. Off topic, but you look gorgeous. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. For the reading, do I email you that I want what I want the reading to be about? No, you can put it in. I think there's a note on the actual website, and you can put it in that. And if there isn't, you can definitely email it to me, and I can copy and paste it to your order. There's also something about like the white horse in the background of this Knight of Cups imagery. Now, on the other side of this, as I was about to say this, on the other side of this, for some of you, there's like two different energies coming towards you or already in your energy field. And perhaps this is about a choice that you need to make, a decision you need to make. I don't know, take it however it resonates. Personally, I would go for neither because they're both showing up as like a knight, but like that's just me. Good morning. So, with the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position, though, there is an element of this that either this individual, you, or these individuals, please take it how it resonates. Remember, this is a collective reading. But the Two of Pentacles reversed is a really big omen of disorganization. It's an imbalance, okay? There's an overcommitment here, whether this is you committing to more than one person, whether it's you committing to more than one thing in your life. There's just an imbalance within your commitments. And I feel like this is actually what Spirit's encouraging you to put your energy towards versus these two individuals or this individual. I feel like this is something that the collective needs to kind of hone in on because there's a part of you that is a little bit scattered due to not having enough balance in maybe your time management or maybe the commitments that you do have. Now, for others of you, this actually correlates towards your finances. There is a part of you that is not balanced in your money whatsoever, and that's something that you really need to look at. That's something you need to acknowledge because you're actually making yourself broke, is what I'm hearing. I'm also seeing something about a message in a bottle. And then they're also showing me something about a love letter. So this person might be writing you a letter. And then we have the Hermit. Interesting. This individual is definitely alone right now. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Well, and those of you that are alone right now, that's about to change. There's some sort of light, like yellow light here, which is giving solar plexus, but it's also giving like clarity. And then we have the Six of Cups as the current bottom of the deck energy. I'm also putting a song in the chat. Something about the dog on this image is really pulling me in as well. Dogs are a symbol of unconditional love, affection, protection. There's also something about like this pathway that's really pulling me in. It's almost like this collective has been on a journey of self-discovery. You've been going up a mountain. You've been healing. You've been acknowledging. And part of the transformation that you're about to experience is some sort of like milestone moment within your healing. So for a lot of you, this is someone in the past that you would have never been able to reject. And I feel like something about the healing that you've achieved, something about like, there's something about this visual that like, look at that woman's face. Something about the healing that you've achieved, something about the success that you've created for yourself, not only is putting you in a really positive and happy way, excuse me, I just burped there, but it's also helping you to recognize what deserves access to you and what doesn't. And I feel like because of that, you're actually going to reject this person. And again, like, this is someone that the past version of you could never fathom rejecting. Something about a bat. The 9 of Pentacles in the reverse position. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here. Some of you, this could have been an old coworker or a current coworker, because we do have the 3 of Pentacles. I also think that this is just a beautiful confirmation of everything I just said. So when the 9 of Pentacles shows up in a reverse position, this is an indication that you see your worth. You know your self-worth now. You're no longer dwindling on that part of you. You're recognizing the power that you hold, the power that you feel. And I feel like this collective, part of what shifted is you are no longer tolerating breadcrumbing. You're no longer tolerating bare minimum, and you're recognizing that you deserve partners and people in your life that are going to meet you on that same frequency. Not people who make you question yourself or make you question, the connection. Now, this is double confirmation, though, that some of you have too much on your plate right now, because the 9 of Pentacles reverse is overinvestment. It's you're doing too much, okay? And I want to remind y'all, hustling culture doesn't attract money. I know that's a weird thing to say, but like, money responds to calmness, it responds to regulation, it responds to security. It does not respond to desperation or overexertion or exhaustion or over hustling, okay? I'm not saying you don't need to hustle, but you need to find balance with that. My headphones just died. Wonderfully put. Thank you. Is the audio trash right now? Wonderfully put. Thank you. Is the audio trash right now? Cool. No, it's still good. I was really worried it was going to do that echoey thing that it did when I first started streaming. No, it's still good. I was really worried it was going to do that echo. So if it starts to do that echoey thing, y'all just let me know, okay? It is picking up on my PC mic, but the last time that I did this without headphones, there was like a weird echo, but I'm glad that it's working. It must be meant to be. It's echoing a little, but I'm glad that it's working. It must be meant to be. It's echoing a little, but I'm glad that it's working. Yeah, there comes the echo. I did not know. I wish I had a PC. Eventually. I don't know where my other headphones are, so is this annoying? Like, are we able to continue to move forward, or is it a problem? What if I do it this way? What if I do it this way? What if I do it this way? Okay, nope, still echoing. I think we're just gonna have to suffer, y'all, because it's either that or I go searching for my headphones, and that could take me a minute because I don't know where I put them. We're just gonna have to suffer, y'all, because it's either that or I don't know where I put them. Wait, I might have figured it out. I do have earbuds, but I don't know where they are. Wait, I might have figured it out. I do have earbuds, but I don't know where they are. I just moved, right? So, like, all of my stuff is still, like, well, no, I've actually unpacked quite a bit, but because I just moved, I don't have, like, a recollection of where I put everything. Still, like, well, no, I've actually unpacked quite a bit, but because I just moved, I don't have, like, a recollection of where I put everything. So, like, well, no, I've actually unpacked. That's actually terrible, y'all. Are we sure that we can tolerate this? That's actually terrible, y'all. Are we sure that we can tolerate this? We can tolerate this? We can tolerate this? We can tolerate this? The meme. Okay. Well, we don't have much left anyway. I'm muting it. Because I could not tolerate that. Like, my ass would be out of the stream immediately if I were a viewer. But if y'all are okay, so we have express yourself more clearly. Some of you are actually being guided towards creating some art right now. It could be time for you to get a little bit more creative. Open up to your creative side. I dropped one. I dropped two. Here's that person. So there is definitely distance between you and that individual we just tapped into from the tarot portion. I do also feel like this individual has some mommy issues. So part of the reason why you could have been drawn to this connection in the first place, maybe some of you took on the role of a caregiver in this dynamic. Maybe some of you kind of, you know, fed into their stuff, if you will. Take it however it resonates. But I feel like ultimately, I don't know, I feel like ultimately, like, this person and you, things ended for a reason, is all I keep being brought back to. Something about painting could be important. Getting more creative is really big here. Really big, okay? But yeah, I feel like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, for some of you, there is literal distance between you and this person. So you live in different states, different provinces, maybe even different countries for some of you. And I really do feel like for some of you, you definitely stepped into the role of, like, the caregiver or the mommy for this person. And I feel like that was part of your lesson of self-discovery. So part of what this collective needed to learn about themselves is that it is not your responsibility to care for another person in that capacity. Oftentimes, traditional men and traditional women are taught from a very young age that it's the woman's job to be the home caregiver and it's the man's job to provide financial stability. That's absolutely not fucking true, and it's actually super backwards. So part of what I feel like this relationship was brought into this collective's lives for was so you could recognize that being the wifey, being the mommy, being the, you know, the house taker, regardless of your gender, was not actually what you wanted for your life or yourself, and it was not actually aligned with who you are. Because this is a collective of people that want an equal relationship. You want an equal exchange. And I'm sorry, but a man that cooks and cleans and, like, you know, does their own laundry is not some sort of, like, wonderful, rare breed. That's just a fucking adult. And I feel like this person that you were previously connected to did none of that for themselves. And again, regardless of their gender is fluid over here. They are just bringing me to the patriarchal standard norms for a reason. So take it however it aligns for you. But, like, for the majority of you, I feel like you're recognizing that, like, this was a lesson in your self-worth and your self-discovery. And I feel like this person really wants to reconnect because, again, like, they want to know if they still have control over you. This is giving really, really narcissistic energy. So I once again want to reiterate, this is narcissistic. And I feel like this person's narcissism is never going to go away. Like, for a lot of you, this is an actual narcissist. And I say that very lightly because I find that the internet throws that word around a lot. But when you have survived a real narcissist, you fucking know it, okay? And I feel like for a lot of you, that's what this person is. They want to see if they can still gain access to you. They want to see if they still have that power over you. I'm now hearing, you got the power over me, na, na, na. Who is that by? Looking it up. Didn't I do a reading to this once upon a blue moon? So we do have just for you and take a time out. Interesting. Something about March 11th could also be important. So we have February 11th and March 11th being significant dates for this collective. So the take a time out energy, I honestly feel like because these two came out together, what this is saying is that the separation that happened between you and this person from your past happened, one, for your highest good, and two, for you to see something about yourself. So the just for you card in this particular oracle deck is an omen that whatever unfolded happened for you and you only. It was so that you could recognize maybe a pattern, or like we've talked about, your sense of self, or, recognizing your own worth. And I feel like whatever unfolded here was necessary for this collective's growth. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing this could have been a really long time ago. They're showing me 7 to 8 years. Some of you even 10 years ago. For others of you, this was only a few months, maybe weeks, maybe days, maybe a year. Remember, these are collective, so take it how it resonates and leave what doesn't. But I feel like a big part of this, with the trauma involved, a big part of this was for you to see your pattern, for you to see your own wounding and where that came from. And for the majority of this collective, those of you that resonate with like stepping into that caregiver role, regardless once again of your gender, and those of you that resonate with that, I feel like that was your parents. So you kind of learned what love looked like from an unhealthy source. And because you learned that love is one person being the breadwinner and one person being the homemaker, you believe that that's what you had to do. And something shifted. Something shifted when this relationship ended, not only within you, but also within a pattern in your lineage. I'm actually sensing for a lot of you, whatever this correlates towards actually broke some sort of generational curse in your family. So for my traditional women especially, those of you that did kind of take on that wifey caregiver role position, maybe even there were kids involved, those of you that kind of stepped into that motherly position, that is something that every woman in your lineage has done from generation to generation to generation. Like I'm talking like 1800s all the way back, okay? You broke that pattern. You broke that mold when this relationship came to an end. And I feel like part of how you broke it was no longer engaging in the cycle with this person because you started healing. I just heard like a Facebook notification noise. I don't even have Facebook open on my computer, but that's what I just heard. So there could be something about this person using Facebook to connect with you. We also have childhood memories. What did I just say? I cannot make this shit up. I'm telling you, like, that's exactly what this was correlating towards for a lot of you, was recognizing, one, how traumatic your childhood truly was. Two, unpacking some memories that you had buried very deeply. This is especially true for those of you that did not, how do I say this? For those of you that have no real memories of your childhood, if you think back to your youth and it's just black, extra emphasis, okay? In my lived experience, having no memories from childhood either, when I first started going to therapy, my therapist looked me dead in my face and said, you know that's not normal, right? You know that's a sign of deeply, deeply abusive cycles. I'm just here to gently say that. It's not that you have a bad memory. It's not that you can't remember things. It's quite literally you are traumatized and you are blocking out things from your past that are too heavy for your brain to process. From a psychological standpoint, when you experience intense trauma, your brain will actually naturally block it out so that you don't have any memories of it. And then you just end up kind of fucking up your own memory system. And it's not something that can't be fixed, by the way. You can work through that, but you have to go through the memories that you've blocked out in order to unpack them. But yeah, I just feel I need to mention that. There's also something about like watching and waiting. I'm hearing for the opportune moment to strike. This person's like, this is ick, but I'm hearing they're trying to see if like they can catch you in like a vulnerable energy. So like this person could be watching your social media, like waiting to see if you're going to be a little bit vulnerable or something. Take it however it resonates. Something about April, like the month of April could be important as well. I'm seeing 2027. I don't know. So that's like next year. I also did just hear April of 2024. So there could have been some sort of significance in that year as well. So Spirit's encouraging this collective to be still. Traditional meditation could be really helpful, especially for those of you when your mind is a little bit too noisy, when you can't silence your brain. Taking a couple minutes to just kind of decompress, reconnect with your body, doing things in a meditative state. I'm also seeing yoga being really helpful for this group as well. Then we have look for fairies. I do like to remind clients when this particular card comes out, fairies can be tricksters. So if you feel called to work with them, by all means, you do you, but just don't be surprised if your stuff goes missing. Also, fun fact about fairies, they actually do not like being called fae. I don't know why I felt like I needed to share that, but someone needed to hear it. We also have clean your space. This is not Spirit's way of saying you're dirty or anything. This is just a gentle reminder that like energy can linger. And if you've been experiencing some stagnancy, if you've been experiencing some low vibrations, it could be time for you to clean your space. An old witchy tip as well, if your windows are dirty, it will actually block the flow of abundance from coming in for you. So if you have been feeling tight financially, if you've been not experiencing a very big influx in your finances, cleaning your windows could actually help bring that money in. Also, cleaning your windows just looks pretty. But I have OCD, so I am not the one to ask about cleaning. Again, something about like brown, blonde, coppery, red hair. I don't know. There's something about that. I'm also seeing a back tattoo. Something about a back tattoo could be important. We also have soak in the tub. The way I was going to say that. Maybe doing some sort of a spiritual soak. This could be protection, cleansing, self-love, whatever you feel called to, whatever comes to your consciousness. The way those flew out. We also have dance. Dancing is a really good way to get connected to your physical body. It's also going to open up both your sacral chakra and your solar plexus chakras. Something about the moon. So maybe dancing under the moon. We have a new moon coming up on Monday and a full moon coming up on the 29th. And that's the same day that Mercury retrograde starts. So that's going to be an intense day. I'm also seeing sun. So like dancing under the sun, that could be important. And then we also have beauty ritual. So doing some sort of beauty regimen at home could be really helpful for this collective. Some of you, this could even be like going and getting a pedicure as well. I don't know, getting your nails did. Just treating yourself in some capacity, whether this is at home or at a spa, okay? And the bottom of the deck, we do have a burning bowl ritual. So when this card comes up, this is an omen that you guys have some stuff that you need to let go of. Your intuition is going to be your guide with this. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to sit down and you're going to hit pen to paper. Let's say you want to let go of a person. You write, dear, whatever their name is. If you want to let go of an aspect of yourself, you're going to write, dear past me. Whatever comes to your consciousness, you don't need to overthink it, okay? Then you're just going to allow your pen to hit the paper and you're going to write whatever comes out. Don't try to understand it. Don't try to intellectualize it. Just try to feel it. You're probably going to have some emotions come up to the surface while you're doing this. You might cry, you might get angry, you might scream. Whatever happens, let it happen. Let it flow. When you feel like you've gotten every single thing out of your emotional system that needs to be released, this could be 1 page, this could be 20 pages, okay? Whenever you feel like you finally completed the letter, you're going to fold it up, sign it off however you want to. You're going to fold it away from you, and you're going to call upon your spiritual teams, ancestors, God, whatever it is that you believe in. You're going to call upon them to join you. I would also recommend before you start this process to cleanse the space and call upon your team at that time. But then when you're finally ready, you're folded it away from you. You're going to call upon them again. You're going to ask them to join you to release all of the energy in that letter, to let go of all of it so that it's no longer affecting you. You're going to take 3 to 5 deep breaths, and then you're going to burn the paper while visualizing letting all of that go. That is called a burning bowl ritual. And in my lived experience, it works fucking phenomenally. Whew! That was a lot, y'all. As I'm tuning in from a nail salon, I love that. You just found out you have OCD. It's so hard. I've never been properly diagnosed because I don't need to be. It is really, really challenging. I will definitely openly admit that. That Hamilton back tattoo. What are we talking about? I don't know what that is. Hamilton to me is a part of my province. Hi, wow, that was cool. I'm glad. A lot of people seem to really enjoy these. Oh, it's like a cross. Yeah, those are weird. I actually saw a woman, though, when I was saying the back tattoo thing, but if it aligns that way, it aligns that way. Yeah, mine goes back to my childhood, too. It's because, like, growing up, I was really controlled. My mom will be, like, the first to tell you that she was insanely controlling. So because I had no sense of freedom, no sense of, control within myself, my OCD flared up there because it was the only thing I could control. It's like what I would do. And the same with eating. Like part of my unhealthy relationship with food when I was younger came from it was the only thing I had control over because my mom controlled every other aspect of me and everything I did. So the only thing I was able to do for myself was eat and then clean. So like my OCD kind of fed off of, that stuff. You're seeing Supergirl opening day. That's excited. I just finally sold my ticket to MGK. I was like, it's funny. I literally texted my partner last night and was like, is it weird that I'm kind of disappointed? Because, like, I was finally ready to, like, go. I, like, planned out how to get there. I, like, looked up the train and everything. And I was kind of low-key a little bit excited about it. And then my ticket sold last night. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm just not meant to go. But he did give me the ick was real, okay? Like, the ick was real. And, like, I didn't really want to go because of him. I think it was more the experience itself. So I think I'm going to push myself to actually go to Toronto one of these days by myself. Maybe go to, like, the market or something. Maybe go... I don't know, maybe go to the mall, maybe just go sightseeing. I have no idea. It's not like I haven't sightseed in Toronto. That's not a way to say that, but I've definitely done that a fair share in my life, but his vibes are very iffy, and the only album of his I actually really like is Tickets to My Downfall, and then that other one that he made when he was actively with Megan. He always does, though. Like, he calls himself the, like, multi-genre king, which, like, he's not totally wrong, but, like, rap is not his strong suit. I like his music, but, like, first of all, I didn't love this last album. Mainstream Sellout, that's the other one I really enjoyed. So Tickets to My Downfall and Mainstream Sellout, those are the two that I actually really liked. And for the first leg of this tour, he did Tickets to My Downfall. So if he would have done that for this one, I probably wouldn't have sold my ticket. But I just don't love the Lost American one. Also, he posted a video recently that gave me the biggest ick I've ever had from a person in my life. And I just couldn't ignore it. And I have I have read, so I had already bought my ticket, but when I think it was like midsummer. No, it couldn't have been because I bought my ticket in September. I don't know. It was probably like January, December. I don't know. Maybe just a little bit before Christmas. I read Megan Fox's poetry book, Pretty Boys Are Poison. And now she has said it's not about him, but there's some poems in that I'm like, there's no way this isn't about him. And it gave me ick. And then when he posted that video, the ick got even bigger. Eminem does also suck. And he can't come back from an Eminem diss. I have to admit, though, like, I was an Eminem girl growing up. Like, I listened to all his music actively. But that's because I had a lot of internalized misogyny, which was very real and very true. I still do bop to his music, though. I can't deny that. And I do have to admit, like, out of all the people in the industry, I do kind of enjoy him more than most because he's real and he is who he is, you know what I mean? And I also really find it admirable that he truly pulled himself out of the depths of his addiction. Like, that is not an easy feat, which I find really incredible. Shake That Ass for Me is a fucking banger. He does have some really good... I didn't like his new one, but, like, that's just my opinion. I personally, out of all the rappers in the industry, it goes J. Cole. If we're talking about more like quote unquote modern, he's not really modern rap now. I actually don't know any of the modern rappers at this era because I'm too old for that shit. But J. Cole, and then I would also say 50 Cent is pretty up there for me. And that's pretty much, I think that's pretty much it. Like, I'll listen to all the others, but like those are the two that I'm like, yes, please. Bryson Tiller. Mac Miller, yes. He actually, I forgot about him for a second. I don't really classify him as rap. I think that's why I didn't say him. Mac Miller is one of my favorite artists of all time. I literally own the Divine Feminine album on vinyl, and I bought, like, the special edition one. I love everything he has ever done. His Divine Feminine album was by far his best out of all his albums, and I think he was about to reach, like, his peak in his career right before he died. The other problem is he looks like my ex. Like we used to joke that he was like a dollar store version of Mac Miller. So I have a hard time seeing his face, but I love his music. And I see him more as like an R&B style than I see like rap. Your mom is the same. Though she hasn't admitted she's controlling. Food was also a problem when you were a child. You'd eat huge portions behind your mom's back because you were. That's valid, babe. That's valid. I started listening to him right after he died when I was in middle school. Really? I found him when he like wasn't really big. I'm a big mainstream, like non-mainstream artist kind of girly, so like I like to listen to like underground music, so like people that are not known. That definitely comes from the emo part of me because emo Avery, if it was popular, I would not listen to it. Which is why I never really liked Alexis on Fire. I never really liked Simple Plan. Like, that part of me's still there. So like I also just I don't know, I'm really picky about music. Music is a really big part of my life. So like it has to speak to my soul, and if it doesn't speak to my soul, I'm not going to like it. So I actually discovered him, I think it would have been like 2011 on YouTube. I think I just randomly saw a video of one of his old ass songs. Was it The Call? The one that he wrote about his first ex-girlfriend from high school. You've been to Frick Park Market. It was so good. I want to say I don't know whether or not I have or haven't been there because I'm not very good at remembering the name of things. Your coworker loves Mac Miller. Listen to him for 7 hours straight once. I've done that. You get that deeply. I'm so emo girl. That makes so much. It's valid, right? Like if you're an emo kid at heart, like there's a part of you that if it's mainstream and popular, you're gonna stick your nose up at it. Especially if you are like 2000s emo. Like I actually used to judge people if they liked popular music. That was not okay of me back then, but that's what I would do. So it's hard for me to like get into mainstream music now because I'm just like, okay, but what is the point? Music is therapeutic, 100%. Lately, I've been on a bit of a kick with more high vibrational music, so I've been listening to more, like upbeat type of stuff because what you like the content that you indulge in actually affects your energy and your mood. That's not even from like a spiritual standpoint, that's literally a psychological. So if you're watching a lot of dark TV, if you're listening to a lot of dark music, if you're reading a lot of dark books, that's going to be the kind of vibration you step into. And as a girly pop who absolutely loves horror movies and absolutely loves dark romance, I have to make sure that I'm getting some positive input somewhere. So lately I've been gravitating towards my high vibrational playlist. You've been listening to it. I'm glad. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that in forever. I actually saw them live once upon a blue moon. When I was younger, they used to do this thing in Nova Scotia called Summer Rush. I'm sure they did it in other provinces in Canada as well. But I caught them twice. They were terrible live. Like, absolutely trash both times. The playlist, I think I have it on my... No, I don't. I'll give it to you guys right now. I gave it to my collective on Patreon, and I think I forgot to share it on my Linktree. But I'll send it to you right now. There's only 64 tracks on it because I'm still kind of like building it. Like I only really recently started this. I want to say like a couple months ago. Like I was still in my old apartment, so I think I started it maybe in the summer. Maybe a little bit after that. It could have been the fall or winter, but here it is. And then I probably should put that on my Linktree, eh? I Am Woman is such a good song. Also, Pink is one of my favorite artists when I was a kid. Like, she was one of the few mainstream persons that I was okay with listening to. There You Go by Pink, still a bop. And I've been channeling a lot of Alanis Morissette lately. I don't know if that's just because I'm Canadian. You're welcome. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. I do add to it quite regularly. Arguably it's been a minute. But one of my favorite songs right now, I think it's on this playlist, is by like the most underground rapper I have ever... I wouldn't even call him a rapper. I think he's more like R&B because I'm more of an R&B girly. If I'm going to listen to some music at this day and age in my life, it's probably going to be R&B. His name is like Geoside, I think. Anyway, he's so fucking underground. Like, literally so underground. Um, but I really like that song. I just sent the link to. It's called Bad Moods for those of you that are rewatching this at a later moment. Because I know that you can't copy and paste the links. So if you want access to my high vibrational playlist, I'm literally adding it to my YouTube. Not my YouTube, hello. I'm adding it to my link tree right now. This is also on YouTube Music. I do also have one on Apple Music. I will never use Spotify. I don't know why people hype it up so much. I actually think it's the worst out of all of them. And I don't understand why it's so popular. I sent an email for my reading request because I forgot to add. That's totally okay, my love. I will add it to your order. I probably won't reply to your email since we're talking right now, but I will copy and paste that to your order, and then it'll be there. Just keep an eye out for your reading update email. It's sent out the week of completion, and there is a requirement for you to respond back to it just because it helps us to connect again in energy. It's going to give you the most accurate reading. Even when you had a Galaxy, I didn't use it because it's trash, man. I only use Spotify for my PC. That's valid. I agree. I tried Spotify. I've tried it like 3 times and it was horrible every time. So the first time I tried it is when they were offering those Google Homes. Do y'all remember that? And then they did that same thing again. So I got 2 free Google Homes from them. And that was the only 2 times I think. I might have tried a third after that because people around me were using it. But I was like, this is the worst one out of all of them. And this was also, you had to like, what do you mean I can't skip through without paying you? Like, no. I also just think the suggestions were trash. It was always playing the same ones over and over again. I found it confusing as well. Like, its interface was not very, like, user-friendly. Apple Music arguably is one of the better ones, but most people don't think about it because if they don't have an iPhone, they think that they can't use it. But that's actually not true. Even if you have an Android or a Google phone, you can still have Apple Music. And it's one of the better ones because it actually suggests new music to you that's in the same genre of what you listen to. And then YouTube Music, I personally started using that one because there are certain songs that I listen to that are so underground, I can't find them anywhere but on YouTube. So when YouTube first came out with YouTube Music, I immediately searched through their repertoire to see if they had some of the really underground ones, and they did. So now I pay for both, which is not practical, okay? It's not practical, but it's worth it for me, so. Y'all are making me want to switch. See, like, I get that. Like, I don't know. I personally do not enjoy Spotify whatsoever, but I also understand how stressful switching can be because you build up a portfolio, quote unquote, on the music app, and it's hard to just leave that all behind and have to rebuild on a different one. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Like, Apple Music is superior because it's also cheaper. And YouTube Music also gives you access to YouTube Premium, so you don't have to watch ads on YouTube. So, like, a win, you know? It ran ads for Ice. Ugh. I wish I had a choice over the ads. I'm sorry. I don't get to choose, unfortunately. Oh, you mean on, like, was it Spotify or was it YouTube? I use Apple Music. I just made... Yeah, see, it's worth it, man. It does. It does let you transfer music, too. It's amazing. The other thing I like about YouTube Music, part of the reason I also have both is because, one, I listen to a lot of underground music, like I'd mentioned, but also a weird thing about me, I love jazz music, but I like jazz without vocals for when I'm just kind of chilling, doing things in my room, whatever. So I will use YouTube Music for that because I haven't been able to find a playlist I like on Apple Music. But if I could, I would probably get rid of the YouTube one because I've noticed that Apple is also starting to bring in a lot more underground artists. Spotify does ads for Ice. That's diabolical. And people still pay for it. Like, what the fuck? You love jazz. I do too. I find it very, like, calming. Very regulating. I can't believe people are still paying for that service. You remember seeing it a few months back? That's crazy. They stopped. They are still a gross company. Also, they're just not that good. I don't understand why people like it so much. Crazy. I needed this combo. Like, I'm switching today. You should. You shouldn't be supporting a company that's doing that. That's insane. They also have donated to AI Defense. I have, like, mixed feelings about AI. I'm probably not the right influencer to talk to about that. It's chaotic, and Apple is easy. I have so many different... Same. And also, did you notice with the new update for Apple, if you're shuffling through your music, it actually kind of makes it like a old CD mix, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if these were a thing in the States, but in Canada, we had what was called like a Much Music playlist, but on a CD. So like if you were playing it on your stereo system, it would kind of go from one into the next song, and they would like mash up together in the center. It's really cool. You do have to pay for Apple Music, but it's pretty cheap. I literally also, you can, fun fact about Apple Music, if you know someone that has an Apple Music account, so like I literally downloaded Apple Music onto my boyfriend's phone, and he has like a Android. I downloaded it onto his phone and then just logged into my own Apple account, and we can both listen to music on it. So he can use it and I can use it on separate phones. So you're not limited to like one account. And I have like the basic of the basic account, okay? Like I don't have a family plan. Like this is like the minimal amount that you can pay. And then yeah, you can do that too. You can also do like a family account where you have multiple different devices and people on it for $16 a month. I love YouTube Music, but I don't know. I've canceled it a couple of times, and then I always end up going back to it. Like, I just pay for the cheapest option at this point. But I also use it for YouTube too. So like it's both really. Yeah, you can stream across multiple devices at once, which is dope. Like, I don't really know many music apps that you can do that with. And it also suggests you actual good music. Now, because I've had my Apple Music for so long, I haven't gone through it in so long. So like it still has like Chris Brown, for example. And I refuse to listen to his music at this era in my life because I'm no longer, internally misogynistic. So because of who he is as a human being, I refuse to support his music or stream any of his shit. But like Apple will still kind of recommend new songs for me from him, or like mention that his albums come out. And that's because I haven't taken the time to go through all of my playlists to remove his ish. But anyway, excuse me. It is 12 o'clock, which is technically the end of today's stream. And since we've just been yapping about nonsense, I'm probably gonna hop off. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day and you enjoy your weekends. I will be back on Tuesday again at 11 a.m. for another tarot stream. I will make sure that my headphones are fully charged that time. And then I think I probably will switch the Thursday stream to the afternoon, but I will let you guys know on Tuesday what we're doing with that. Anyway, I love y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy whatever you're doing. Try to get out for some Pride festivities if you can in your area. And stay safe and have fun.